all my Sagittarius friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an intuitive astrologer and tarot card reader, and I'm here today with your March 2025 Love and Money Tarot card readings. What I'm going to do today is do one 4-card spread based on love and one 4-card spread based on money for the sun sign of Sagittarius. So all you need to know about astrology is your birth date. The 4-card spreads work like this. The first position is the foundational position where we're starting. The second position is the opportunity and or the obstacle. One coin, two sides. Every opportunity has an inherent obstacle, and every obstacle has an inherent opportunity. The third position is the angel's advice to get around the obstacle or take advantage of the opportunity. And the final position is the potential outcome, as we all have free will. Now, I'm going to start with love. But I don't always look at it as intimate love. I look at it as the flow of love. So how is Sagittarius feeling connected, feeling validated, feeling appreciated, supported? If intimacy comes up, we'll see in the cards. But when we're doing such a general reading, it tends to be more focused on the individual and how they receive love. So our first foundational position for Sagittarius is the Knight of Pentacles. In the opportunity or the obstacle is the 7 of Wands. In the angel's advice is the Empress. And then in the final position is the 5 of Wands. All right, so when I look at this, the first thing I see is this Knight of Pentacles. And very much this guy has a roadmap and he knows where he wants to go and he knows what he wants. Now, the thing about this is in love is that we're coming up on in March. We're having eclipse season. We have quite a few planets in the sign of Pisces. Pisces actually squares the Sagittarian energy, and this can potentially create problems in the sense of there could be some blocking to the roadmap. There could be some sort of I want to offer it this way, Sagittarius. You may have to dig deep into your connection to the divine to trust the roadmap that comes from within versus being able to see it with your eyes. Because in the opportunity or the obstacle is this 7 of Wands, where the character has to create a bridge over this body of water. And it's really interesting because you can infer flow, but it also looks very calm, almost still. So this person has to trust their intuitive body as they traverse this wobbly bridge. And the angel's advice is to keep your eye on the prize. Things are growing. You may not be able to see it when it comes to how you're feeling loved. It literally could mean pregnancy for Sagittarius. If you're of those years, your moods and your love may be influenced by your hormones, but obviously, most of us are not pregnant and of those years because there's a sense of relaxing about creating the bridge that's happening for you when it is about relationships, when it is about love. Now we have this final card, the 5 of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the 5 of Wands. This is interesting to me because this is traditionally a card of competition. But here in this deck, you don't really see competition. You see each person taking their position and their turn, lighting up the passion and the inspiration. So I feel as if this is inferring for Sagittarius that when it comes to love relationships, when it comes to feeling connected, that you are on the right path, that if for some reason you're going through a bit of a slump and you're feeling a little, I don't know, not balanced in some way, focusing more on the, challenging sides of relationships. This is just a kind of a phase, a situation. Things are actually working out, and give yourself a little bit of a break. That's what I would say. I also would say not to look at anything that might feel competitive, but to know that your turn is coming. Sometimes, if I didn't know better and I was doing this for a spread with a person who is like in their 20s to 30s, maybe even early 40s, I would say that they were still wanting these things, a love relationship, a family, having a baby potentially, and it hasn't happened yet. And this is still in the works. It's still in the queue, and not to compete with other people or measure yourself by other people's their own journeys. Everybody has a different journey and a different timing for things. Okay, let's go on to our money reading. Now, I have another little thing about money. It's a trigger word for me. It seems to bring up limitation and my experiences with money or lack thereof money. So I've shifted the word to resources, which I think opens up the landscape for spirit to bring in things that I need for my material security, but it doesn't necessarily have to be in the dollar bill. It could be an exchange of energy, favors, friends, donations, sudden finding lottery tickets on the ground. I mean, things can happen. So let's see, Sagittarius, what's going to happen for March. All right, we have the transformational death card. That's a little bit of a challenge. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Empress in the third position. The angel's advice again in a different deck. That's pivotal. That means these two spreads are somehow intertwined. And then we have the Emperor. I really think for my Sagittarius this is like almost like the same reading, and only it's about putting everything together in one space. So we saw you in the first reading in relationships having to create a bridge, and the bridge was sort of had to be on an inspirational level, on a passion level, on that fire level. Wands are fire. They're not solid. And you're traversing over this, what looks like a river, but there's no movement. It's just sort of almost like a lakey river. Now we see this transformational death card where we see the phoenix rising from what appears to be darkness. And yet that green robe would infer that I was coming from my heart chakra now, that I was more aligned to my soul's destiny. You also can see that what appears to be the arc is actually the shape of a human. You can see that the bottom of the legs here, and you can see the arms and the head here. And I feel like this is sort of a twisting, and yet in the midst of the darkness, there's that butterfly. Now here's the Queen of Cups, tasking my Sagittarians to be more connected to their wants, their desires, their intuitive nature, their inner being of fostering and nurturing oneself. Here we have the Empress, the same energy with Venus, love, partnerships, creation, abundance, money. Venus rules money. She rules so many things that have to do with our everyday comfort. And now we have this Emperor. So we have a couple at the end of this, the Emperor, the Empress. We have 3 out of 4 major arcana cards when it comes to money and resources. Money, anything that you want to manifest, whether it be a family, a child, a job, a partner, a sense of peace of mind, all of it is intertwined to how you perceive whatever genre that is in your ability to receive it. That's the Venusian energy, to receive something and then to allow it to grow, not to micromanage its growth. So here, when it comes to money and when it comes to love, Sagittarius is going through an opportunity to individualize your thought, to recognize that you have 2 thoughts at the same time that can be conflicting and yet cooperative, because you have your old experiences and then you have the potential new experiences. And I hate to always make the dark, seem ominous and the light or white seem pure or good, but this is about contrast. This is about perceived darkness, not necessarily darkness. So I think for my Sagittarius is for March, while Pisces is having this stellium and Mercury and Venus are retrograding from Aries that is cooperative to you and trines you to Pisces, which squares you, you could feel yourself feeling doubt or feeling foggy or feeling unsure of how things are going to play out. But at the same time, this is tasking you from spirit to keep your eye on the prize of what you want and to continue to move forward emotionally in that direction. And then the material will catch up. There is a good possibility that you are coming into a partnership, Sagittarius, with not only two sides of yourself, but coming into a relationship with another that will bring bounty and completely change how you're experiencing life right now. So this is because this is Mars and this is Venus, and they're, a couple. So congratulations on what you're manifesting. I hope that you like this video. On Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific time, I come live on YouTube and I do readings focused on your questions. So I hope you will join me then. You just put your question in the chat and we go from there. And then on Sundays at 11 a.m. Pacific time, I go live and we look at the astrology transits and we do a little reading there too. So please like, please subscribe, please share, and I will see you in April. Take care.